Do you want to take a break from work and travel, but your budget is holding you back? Then forget about those expensive places in Europe, and welcome to Southeast Asia. There are countries in Southeast Asia where the budget is so thin that it practically screams spontaneous adventure. The Philippines. If you look at the map of Asia, you'll see the Philippines is like a group of islands that's hanging out on the Western Pacific Ocean, just like a bunch of puzzle pieces floating in the sea. Known for its low travel and living costs, the Philippines offers a range of experiences. There's this small but lively island called Boracay, which has white sand beaches and energetic nightlife. Those who visit this island get to enjoy water activities like snorkeling, scuba diving, and island hopping. Then there's this unique place called the Chocolate Hills. Found in the Bohol province, these hills aren't actually made up of chocolate, but are covered in green grass. The most unusual thing about this place is that during the dry seasons, these hills turn brown and resemble the color of actual chocolate. The cost of living in the Philippines depends on your lifestyle and the city you want to stay in. If you go for places like Baguio or Davao, then those places are cheaper. But if you're thinking of living in Manila, which is the most expensive city to live in, you'll have to spend a little more. But even then, the cost of living in the Philippines is 54%, and the rent is 82% less than in the United States. Vietnam. Vietnam is another cheap country you can visit in Southeast Asia. If you look at the eastern edge of the Indo-Chinese peninsula, it touches its borders with China to the north, Laos to the northwest, Cambodia to the southwest, and South China Sea to the east. Even though Ho Chi Minh is the largest city and a major economic hub in the southern part of the country, the main capital city of Vietnam is Hanoi because of its historical significance, cultural heritage, political importance, and its strategic position in the northern part of Vietnam, which makes it well connected with other major cities and regions in Vietnam. Vietnam is easily affordable and well within the budget of most people. On average, a single person living in the country spends anywhere between $500 to $1,000. But if you want to travel throughout Vietnam, you can backpack. Deciding to backpack on a budget can be challenging and physically demanding. You can expect to spend around $50 a day, but if you want a more comfortable backpacking experience, then you'll have to spend up to $100 a month. Getting around isn't a hassle either, because people can easily hire a taxi, catch a bus, or even travel by train. Food is also relatively cheaper in Vietnam than in most places. But if spending on fancy meals is not your thing, then the street food there, like pho, con tom, their goi quan spring rolls, and bun cha is also a popular option. Laos. Laos is a landlocked country sharing its borders with different countries. We have China to the north, Vietnam to the east, Cambodia to the southeast, Thailand to the west, and Myanmar to the northwest. This country is mostly known for its mountainous terrain and rich cultural heritage that attracts many visitors. Tourists often go to Luang Prabang, an adorable little town known for its well-preserved architecture, Buddhist temples, and traditional markets. The locals usually get up early every single morning to prepare food for the monks, following a local tradition called almsgiving. There's this unspoken rule that you're not supposed to get in the way of the monks and must stay quiet. Then about 23 kilometers from Luang Prabang, there's a stunning three-tiered waterfall called Kuang Si Falls. This waterfall leads to a turquoise blue pool that people are allowed to jump into to swim and adore the natural beauty of the surroundings. How much you'll be spending on your trip to Laos will depend on a few things, like the type of accommodation. Backpackers usually prefer staying at a hostel to save money and meet new people on the way. A hostel or basic hotel is pretty cheap and costs up to $10 per night, but if you prefer a place that you can have for yourself, then a luxury accommodation could cost anywhere between $30 and $200 per night. In Laos, you can expect anything when it comes to dining. You can have a nice meal at a budget restaurant where you'll spend around $2, while a high-end restaurant usually costs up to $15. Exploring Laos isn't a problem either because of the cheap and easy-to-afford local transport, like the tuk-tuk, that you could take to nearby areas for just $1. But if you want to travel far or to another city, you might want to pay $2 extra and hop on a bus. Indonesia. Located between the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, we have Indonesia. Indonesia is an archipelago that is made up of thousands of islands and also happens to be the largest island country by the number of islands. The country shares its borders with Malaysia, and because this country sits at the equator, it has a tropical climate, which explains its hot and humid weather year-round. Most people go to Bali, which is known for its beautiful beaches, awesome nightlife, its rich cultural heritage, and gorgeous landscapes. But did you know that Indonesia is full of unique and amazing destinations? About 470 kilometers from Bali, You have the Komodo National Park. This area is full of a variety of landscapes, like rugged hills and beaches that actually have a pink hue. This park is also home to the Komodo dragon, which happens to be the world's largest lizard and attracts many wildlife enthusiasts. Apart from pink beaches, Indonesia has the Gili Islands, which are made up of 3 islands, Gili Trawangan, Gili Meno, and Gili Air, that offers white sandy beaches, clear turquoise waters, and an awesome diving experience. When it comes to finding a place to stay in, there are busy cities, like Jakarta or Bali, but you're gonna have to look around because a 1-bedroom apartment could cost you anywhere between $400 and $1,000 per month. But the good thing is that the food there is cheap and will cost you between $6 and $17, depending on your budget. Thailand. If you move to the central part of the Indo-Chinese peninsula, you'll find Thailand. Thailand shares its borders with Burma and Laos. Bangkok, the capital city of Thailand, is known for its happening streets, decorated temples, hundreds of markets, and trendy shopping malls. Even though there's so much to do there, you cannot miss the Grand Palace. The Grand Palace is not only their iconic cultural landmark that is an example of the classic Thai architecture, consisting of royal throne halls and courtyards, but it also has a number of government offices, as well as the famous Temple of the Emerald Buddha. Speaking of temples, if you go to Chiang Mai, in the north of Thailand, you'll find many historical temples over there, along with trekking opportunities in the nearby mountains. While trekking, you'll get to visit the hill tribes living there too. It is in Chiang Mai that you'll get to experience the Yi Peng Lantern Festival, in which the locals light up lanterns to honor or mark the end of the monsoon season as they prepare for winter. Thailand has multiple budget-friendly options available for visitors. If we talk about accommodation, then a hotel room can cost between $8 and $15 per night. But if you want to go for something a bit more fancy, then that can cost anywhere between $20 and $30 per night. The same goes for food. If you prefer street food, then that will cost you as little as $1 to $3 per meal. But if you're planning to dine in a fancy cafe, then you're expected to spend up to $25 per meal. What do you think about these budget-friendly places in Southeast Asia? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be always updated with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.